seek him, who seek your face, O God of Jacob. Lift up your heads, O you gates, be lifted up, your ancient doors, that the King of glory may come in. Who is this King of glory? The Lord strong and mighty, the Lord mighty in battle. Lift up your heads, O you gates.
Now hold on there. The Lord mighty in battle, right? Skylar Liddell Brown, the learned warrior chief of clarity. This is what my name means. A lone wolf, but we'll get to that in just a second. Keep going, please. Oh, I can see in the dark.
There's some more in there if anyone wants me.
I'm alright.
Lift them up, you ancient doors, that the King of glory may come in. Who is he, this King of glory? The Lord Almighty, he is the King of glory. To you, O Lord, I lift up my soul. In you I trust, O my God. Do not let me depart. No, do not let me be put to shame, nor let my enemies triumph over me. No one whose hope is in you will ever be put to shame, but they will be put to shame who are treacherous without excuse.
Treacherous without excuse.
I don't understand that.
Kind of like how we have these moments where, I ask you to be Jenny, but then you never see how it makes somebody else feel. Somebody else like me, right? Now, mind you, y'all don't bother me. But if I was somebody else, I imagine I would be. They just wouldn't say nothing. They'd probably just get up and a fight would break out and somebody lose their life needlessly. Stupid shit.
Show me your ways, O Lord. Teach me your paths. Guide me in your truth and teach me. For you are God, my Savior, and my hope is in you all day long.
And so, therefore, a woman, who I keep saying are the embodiment of God on earth, a man's Savior. I guess I must just be stupid, though. No, let's keep going, though.
Remember, O Lord, your great mercy and love, for they are from of old. Remember not the sin of my youth and my rebellious ways. According to your love, remember me. For you are good, O Lord, good and upright in the Lord. Therefore, he instructs sinners in his ways. He guides the humble in what is right and teaches them his ways. All the ways of the Lord are loving and faithful for those who keep the demands of his covenant. For the sake of your name, O Lord, forgive my iniquity, though it is great. Who then is the man that fears the Lord? He will instruct him in the way chosen for him.
So let me break it down to you. If a man looks at his woman as she's God, right, then he waits literally until he drives himself crazy for her to tell that man and show that man how to love her properly. Men are stupid because we are created just to compliment a woman. Crazy how this shit always happens, right? So if a woman don't ever tell a man what he's doing wrong so he can correct his ways, how do you expect him? Do you expect him to just read your mind? So then, Now, mind you, a woman is the one truly in charge, right? But if she ain't directing her her actors, whatever you want to call them, how is things getting done properly? And not saying that a woman can't lead, but when she gives up, her reins to somebody who don't deserve them, don't know what the hell they're supposed to be doing, how could you expect there to be the outcome that you're looking for?
You can't.
But it's nobody's fault either. It is when people don't speak up. Keep on, please. Sorry.
Good and upright is the Lord. Therefore he instructs sinners in his ways. He guides the humble in what is right, and teaches them his ways. All the ways of the Lord are loving and faithful for those who keep the demands of his covenant. For the sake of your name, O Lord, forgive my iniquity, though it is great. Who then is a man that fears the Lord? He will instruct him in the way chosen for him.
His hell hath no fury like a woman scorned, right?
Yeah. He will spend his days in prosperity, and his... What was that?
I ain't talking about.
I didn't. Keep reading.
And his descendants will inherit the land. The Lord confides in those who fear him. He makes his covenant known to them.
So now, mind you, if a man makes his covenant right with the Lord and his inheritance goes to the land, in other words, a man does right by a woman, they become one. 1 + 1 = 3, which means they have children. And how else would his seed inherit the land? Let's keep going though. I'll break it down further.
My eyes are ever on the Lord, for only he will release my feet from the snare.
Oh yeah, it's going. That's why I was trying to tell you that. So I explained it to you. It's going in my next video.
Turn to me and be gracious to me.
You alright?
For I am lonely and afflicted. The troubles of my heart have multiplied. Free me from my anguish. Look upon my affliction and my distress, and take away all my sins. See how my enemies have increased, and how fiercely they hate me.
So you see? We open that Bible up and it starts talking about current events. Why is that?
Because it's happening now.
Why is it that you think I can point these events out? And now mind you, I never told you grab the Bible, I never told you to open up to that page. You just did, right?
Yeah.
I don't believe in coincidences. Now keep reading, please.
Guide my life and rescue me. Let me not be put to shame, for I take refuge in you. May integrity and uprightness protect me, because my hope is in you. Redeem Israel, O Lord, from all their troubles. Vindicate me, O Lord, for I have led a blameless life. I have trusted in the Lord without wavering. Test me, O Lord, and try me. Examine my heart and my mind. For your love is ever before me, and I walk continually in your truth. I do not sit with deceitful men, nor do I consort with hypocr-
Spell it.
it's like Hypocrisy.
Hypocrites.
Yeah, caprice.
Hypocrites.
Hypocrite.
And let it turn like it did. I think it's just those two sheets right there on top. Yep. Nope. Let one slide down. Yep. Wherever your eyes fall.
The eyes of the Lord are on the righteous, and his ears are attentive to their cry.
Remember how I just told you a couple of days ago I could hear my kids crying? Keep going.
The face of the Lord is against those who do evil, to cut off the memory of them from the earth. The righteous cry out, the Lord hears them. He delivers them from all their troubles. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted, and saves
I've
those
been
who are
brokenhearted
crushed in spirit. A righteous man may have many troubles, but the Lord delivers him from them all. He protects all his bones, not one of them will be broken. Evil will slay the wicked, the foes of the righteous will be commended. The Lord redeems his servants. No one will be condemned who takes refuge in him.
Who's him?
God.
The living God, right?
I'm confused now. God is in heaven?
Well, as above, so below.
Right. Contend, O Lord, with those who contend with me. Fight against those who fight against me. Take up shield and buckler. Arise and come to my aid. Brandish spear and javelin against those who pursue me.
Jaslyn.
Say to my soul, I am your salvation.
So say to yourself, I am my salvation. You aren't your own salvation, Jazzy? So what's your salvation then? And yeah, it might say javelin in there, but do you think it's that coincidental? Javelin.
No.
Me neither. But just keep going, please.
May those who plot my ruin be turned back in dismay. May they be like shafts.
I think it's chaff. I don't know. I should look that word up.
Chaff.
Yeah.
Chaff. Before the wind, with the angel of the Lord driving them away. May their path be dark and slippery, with the angel of the Lord pursuing them. Since they hid their net for me without cause, and without cause dug a pit for me, may ruin overtake them by surprise. May the net they hid entangle them. May they fall into the pit to their ruin. Then my soul will rejoice in the Lord and delight in his salvation. My whole being will exclaim, who is like you, O Lord? You rescue the poor from those too strong for them, the poor and the needy from those who rob them. Ruthless witnesses come forward. They question me on things I know nothing about. They repay me evil for good and leave my soul forlorn. Yet when they were ill, I put on sackcloth and humbled myself with fasting. When my prayers returned to me unanswered, I went about mourning, as though for my friend or brother. I bowed my head in grief, and though weeping for my mother. But when I stumble, they gather in glee.
Now, ain't that what happens to me? When my brother shoot himself and I damn near die, I weep for my brother. When my mom go through all this bullshit, self-imposed, I might add you, I spend 2 weeks over there not knowing where the hell she is, crying, wondering what the fuck is going on. And, you know, I don't cry around a bunch of people. It's actually hard for me to get emotional like that, right? But I love this woman who will put my family together to try to, like, my family literally tried to set me up yesterday. My uncle called me with this sob story. I need you to put a dog down for me. But that was supposed to be the day I died. That's who invited me over to smoke that blunt with me and shoot me 3 times. Now, mind you, in my dream, he shot me. But if I went outside and I would have shot his dog and put his dog down and buried his dog, that gun would have had my fingerprints on it. And so, remember the tarot reader said that somebody was supposed to die in jail. Why do you think they're trying to lock me up so bad?
Because that's what we're going to do with it.
I'm going to be the next Sandra Bland or George whatever from Minnesota. When in all actuality, I went through what he went through 2 months before he did. At St. Luke's Hospital. Choked out and beat up by Dark Sector, the conglomerate of local PD, sheriffs, and military. So now mind you, they're infused in every walk of life. Judges, lawyers, firemen, police.
What's FBG?
FBG. Some Chicago shit.
On the front of my phone, when you first open it, how you get notifications.
Mm-hmm. They say FBG Duck.
Yeah, what is that?
A rapper who was killed.
Just recently?
Another prophet. Yep. He was killed shortly before King Von. King Von was killed, and then Mo3. And if you know anything about the rappers are the prophets of the world. Might sound crazy, but prove me wrong. See, the devil was the director of the choir in heaven. Crazy, right? To the director of the choir. That's why it says that in some of the Psalms and stuff. And action. I'm joking.
I can't find where I was at.
Oh shit. The crazy part about it is y'all, like, I am joking about the action part, but I don't know why I know a lot of this shit. Excuse me. I don't know why I know a lot of this shit other than the simple fact that I know it. Like, as in remembering from a time before. Crazy part about it is I got so much proof to back all that up between 4 YouTube channels. On top of videos of current events like right now. Actually, go forward pretty thick.
Thick, thin.
Thick. Thank you.
The angel of the Lord had spoken.
Now, wasn't they just saying the angel of the Lord in the last? Okay, so story continued.
Yeah. The angel of the Lord went from Gilgal to Bochum and said, I brought you up out of Egypt and led you into the land that I swore to give to your forefathers. I said, I will never break my covenant with you, and you shall not make a covenant with the people of this land.
So now, remember, me, you, Jenny, and Anna sitting in my mom's living room. What we do?
Made a covenant.
And I never broke that with you guys, have I? No. Keep going, please. And mind you, this was all before we got into the reading the Bible and shit.
But you shall break down their altars, yet you have disobeyed me. Why have you done this? Now therefore I tell you that I will not drive them out before you. They will be thorns in your sides, and their gods will be a snare to you. When the angel of the Lord had spoken these things to all the Israelites, the people wept aloud, and they called that place Bochum. There they offered sacrifices to the Lord.
22:22 on the clock. Hold on. How do you spell Bochum?
Bokim.
Okay, hold on real quick. And I was just having the right thought, I guess, to look up the word.
Check your internet connection and try again.
You fucking... Alright. What's the biblical meaning of Bokim? Alright, go ahead and keep reading. Sorry. So you can go ahead and keep reading. Yeah.
After Joshua had dismissed the Israelites, they went to take possession of the land, each to his own inheritance. The people served the Lord throughout the lifetime of Joshua and of the elders who outlived him, and who had seen all the great things the Lord had done for Israel. Joshua, son of Nun, the servant of the Lord, died at the age of 110, and they burned him in the land of his inheritance at
Timnah.
Here's in the hill country of Ephraim, north of Mount Gad.
This is crazy. Alright. So now, Bokim, it means, or it says, hence, Bokim means a place of weeping, or the weepers, so that the margin of the Bible renders it. So make the word the plural of Baka, or Bocha, or mulberry. mulberries. So now, here's the even crazier part. You know, Dealer, Mahasan Cox.
I know who she is.
All right, she used to call me Buka. Very. Keep going.
After that, whole generations had been gathered to their fathers. Another generation grew up and knew neither the Lord nor what he had done for Israel. Then the Israelites did evil in the eyes of the Lord and served the Baals.
Yep. And all right. This is nuts. All right. So now you know the Baals. They're fertility gods, and a lot of the sacrifices that they do towards the Baals is spirit cooking, where they take babies and they harvest them. Um, they burn children. They rape children, and these are what the rituals to serving these gods consist of. And so that's why they call the land pretty much Bochum is the weepers, or the land of many who weep. Remember I told you on the day I die, it's going to get crazy, right? No coincidences, though. Let's keep going.
They forsook the Lord, the God of their fathers, who had brought them out of Egypt. They followed and worshipped various gods of the people around them.
Different religions.
They provoked the Lord to anger because they forsook him and served Baal and the
Asherah. Oh shit! Damn, I forgot what I was going to say to this thing.
Got ASH and then TORETHS.
Asterisks. I don't know. Whatever you like, however you want to say it. We'll get
Taurus. In his anger against Israel, and the Lord handed them over to raiders who plundered them. He sold them to their enemies all around, whom they were no longer able to resist.
Now, what I say that they were turning McGregor's into a place to sell people out of.
Yeah.
Isn't that where I took the pictures of the angel on my shoulder and riding the rainbow? Right.
Whenever Israel went out to fight, the hand of the Lord was against them to defeat them, just as he had sworn to them. They were in great distress. Then the Lord raised up judges who saved them out of the hands of these raiders. Yet they would not listen to their judge, but prostituted themselves to other gods and worshipped them. Unlike their fathers, they quickly turned from the way in which their fathers had walked, the way of obedience to the Lord's command. Whenever the Lord raised up the judge and saved them out of the hands of their enemies, as long as the judge lived, for the Lord had compassion on them as they grounded under those who oppressed and afflicted.
So now you want to know what all that means? It says in Bochum, appears only in one section of Judges in verses 1 and 5 of chapter 2. In the narrative, it is the place at which the Israelites are rebuked by the angel of the Lord for making a covenant with the Canaanites rather than taking possession of their land as they had been commanded. Didn't I tell you that people are going to have to come together? Yeah.
Yeah. Unlike their fathers, they quickly turned from the way in which their fathers had walked, the way of obedience to the Lord's command. Whenever the Lord raised up a judge for them, he was with the judge and saved them out of the hands of their enemies as long as the judge lived. For the Lord had compassion on them as they groaned under those who oppressed them and afflicted them. But when the judge died, the people returned to the ways even more corrupt than those of their fathers, following other gods and serving and worshiping them. They refused to give up their evil practices and stubborn ways. Therefore the Lord was very angry with Israel and said, because this nation has violated the covenant that I laid down for their forefathers and has not listened to me, I will no longer drive out before them any of the nations Joshua left when he died. I will use them to test Israel and see whether they will keep the way of the Lord and walk in it as their forefathers did. The Lord had allowed those nations to remain. He did not drive them out at once by giving them into the hands of Joshua.
Yeah, so now, check this out. I was just asking what was the name of the angel that went up to Bacchum, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it says, the angel speaks in first person as if he is God. Is an example of this. The angel of the Lord went up from Gilgal to Bacchum, and the angel of Yahweh went up from Gilgal to Bacchum, and he. So now the guy saying, Martin can insist it is God himself who is speaking. And then crazy. Right.
Yeah.
That'll be just between us. Bacchum, this name means people crying. Were not faithful gods literally acted like a prostitute with other gods. When the angel of the Lord had spoken these things to all the Israelites, the people wept aloud, and they called that place Bacchum. There they offered after the angel gave Israel. God told Moses that his name was in this angel. He was saying that, and the angel of Yahweh went up from Gilgal, and it's crazy. Gilliano Baca map. No coincidences, right? So now we know the name of the angel of the Lord, right?
Yeah.
So let's read what's gonna happen before Dodge, because
Therefore the Lord was very angry in Israel and said, because this nation has violated the covenant that I laid down for their forefathers and has not listened to me, I will no longer drive out before them any of the nations Joshua felt when he died. I will use them to test Israel and see whether they will keep the way of the Lord and walk in it as their forefathers did. The Lord had allowed those nations to remain. He did not drive them out at once by giving them into the hands of Joshua. These are the nations the Lord left to test, all whose Israelites who had not experienced any of the wars.
remember I was talking about some living life instead of worrying about, and you said Cayenne. Cheyenne is a part of Cherokee Nation. Keep going.
He did this only to teach warfare to the descendants of the Israelites who had not had previous battle experience. The 5 rulers of the Philistines, all the Canaanites, the Sidonians,
Hey, no coincidences, remember. God is always watching.
And the Hivites living in Lebanon mountains, from Mount Baal, Hermon.
Lebanese, the half-halves. They're called Hittites, right?
Yeah.
We take hits.
From Mount Baal, Hermon to
Lebanese. Have what?
Hamath. Level in the Hanath.
The half-halves, pretty much, yeah.
They were left to test the Israelites to see whether they obeyed the Lord's commands, which he had given their forefathers through messages. The Israelites lived among the Canaanites,
Hittites, Perizzites, the Ammonites,
the Perizzites,
Christian,
and
Jebusites.
They took their daughters in carriages and gave their own daughters to their sons and served their God.
Now see? May God bless the reading of this word. Now, amen. Ain't it crazy how I could explain all of that and it make sense? And not only do it make sense, you flip pages and the story continued and it still made sense. So Fort Dodge is headed to destruction because those of us who actually know is too scared to get out there and share the truth with people in fear of looking crazy. Well, I'm not. And I'll go before everybody, but where I go, you may not come. And it's not saying that you won't be there. But, this is for me to do. Trying to reverse everything that I caused. And so now, mind you, you damn near got all my mannerisms down. You use them the proper way. The difference between a pastor and a pimp is how you lead your flock.